On this week's episode of the Sunday Swing, I'm going to show you how to properly shift your weight. Good morning, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of the Sunday Swing. My name is Nick Winters. I'll be your host for today. So this week's topic is shifting your weight. One of the very common problems that I see in most of the lessons and clinics that I give is that a lot of people don't necessarily understand how to properly move your weight in your body throughout the golf swing. So what'll happen generally is someone will get to the top, but they'll never shift their weight all the way back through. So they get here and then they swing and it's kind of leaning back and everything's kind of on our back leg. So one nice little drill that I like to use is just take a couple of swings, feet nice and close together, and you should be able to feel that your weight's going to be more on your back side, and then once we come through, the weight's going to be more on your front side. And the reason that that's going to happen is that's just a natural movement in the body, and our body is forced to actually feel that whenever we have our feet close together. So it's never a bad idea to do some drills once in a while, but this is just a good one. You can even hit balls with it. But it just really helps you feel how the weight moves throughout the body, okay? So another one that I like to picture and use quite a bit is, as we were talking before, a lot of people will keep that weight on their back side, and what actually happens is sometimes we let our weight get outside of our body, like our entire body shifts off the golf ball. And that's not necessarily a good thing either. We don't want it to shift. We want it to turn over the golf ball and everything still kind of stays centered. So one thing that I like to try to do is, what you can actually do is put a ball down and then have that ball kind of resting on the outside of our foot here. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's not going to allow us to get all the way back and over. What we're actually going to do while we're swinging is we're going to kind of lean against that golf ball and make sure our weight never gets outside of that area there. So set up like we're going to hit one and just kind of have that ball underneath our foot, and that's really going to kind of give us a little bit of a springboard, and it's not going to let us get all the way back to where we don't want to necessarily be. Okay, so one more thing that I want to touch on is with irons. Generally what we want to see is the majority of our weight is going to actually be a little bit closer to the front part of our body. So we're not necessarily going to be leaning over, but our weight is going to be in the balls of our feet. As our clubs get longer, and that can even mean like a 6-iron or 5-iron or even down to like a 3-iron and a driver, our weight is going to slowly move backwards. So generally with an 8-iron, balls of our feet, everything's going to be kind of leaning forward. We're hovering over the golf ball and down and through. We also need to keep in mind that when we're using even like a 3-iron, for instance, we're going to be a little bit further away, but our weight is mainly going to be kind of center mass is mainly the thing. We want to make sure that our weight is wherever it needs to be in order to stay in balance. So if I'm hitting an 8-iron, it's going to be on the balls of our feet. If I'm hitting like a 3-iron, which I don't have on me for some reason, it's going to be closer to our center mass and kind of close to the arches. And same thing with the driver. So these are kind of some weight shifting tips that I hope that you can, start using in your practice routine. I hope it helps. Thank you. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Sunday Swing. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that these tips kind of help you kind of understand the weight shift in the golf swing a little bit better. Leave us a comment underneath this video and let me know what you'd like to learn about. Share it with your friends if you feel like they might learn something too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.